Hi again, it's Nancy Welliver, naturopathic doctor, and this is our second video on love, sleep, and poop, the basics of health. I'm going to spend most of the time talking about poop, I think, which is discharge on all levels. I wanted to say a couple more things about love. There's one other important aspect about love, and which is nourishment on all levels in terms of broader health. And one of the levels that I think gets forgotten about is the level of the mind. It's really important to pay attention what you put into your psyche in terms of video images, music, books. A lot of us watch way too much TV, and there's a lot of violence and abuse that's portrayed on television shows because it's dramatic. I understand. If you're looking to produce thousands of hours of drama, which I obviously am not trying to do here, you're going to have to bring in some violence at some point, and some abuse, because that's what shocks people, and for good reason, because it's something that shouldn't be very commonplace in our world. And yet I would bet that most Americans, at least, sit down for 3 hours in front of their TV and watch 3 hours of abuse and violence. Now, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in how you see the world. It makes a difference in terms of what your nervous system is going through. If you instead watch videos that inform you, educate you, allow you to think, allow your neurons to do their job, that talk about, fellowship and love and unity and nature, you'll actually have a much calmer, less violent, less abusive life. You'll be able to talk to yourself a little bit more easily, have that compassion for yourself, have that compassion for your neighbors, not go into sympathetic as easily, sympathetic mode, which is, again, fight or flight. There's an old saying, especially that computer folks use, garbage in, garbage out. And really, that has to do with your psyche as well. So if you enjoy watching television dramas, please limit yourself to an hour a night or half an hour a night or whatever. If you're looking at enjoying films and books, like the one that horrified me was the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I think that was the name of it. It was about serial killers, or a serial killer, and the horrendous things that person did and the way that they manipulated people. I mean, is that really, you only have so many hours on this earth, and that's what you want to be putting into your head, into your brain? And if that's true, then look at those motivations. Why do you want to put that into your head? Why do you want to put that into your brain? I just think it's really important to explore that aspect of things as our world gets more and more disjointed, and in some ways disconnected as we become even more global. It's a very interesting phenomena. My goal is always to work towards the greater health of all beings on this planet. So I think that this is an important subject for you to explore in your own life. Now, let's get back to poop, or as we call it, discharge on all levels. I want to talk a little bit more about discharge, because discharge has a lot of negative qualities, well, seemingly negative qualities that that make people want to avoid it at all cost. So discharge is usually not a pleasant thing. It's usually something coming out of your body that you don't want to smell, see, or or experience for longer than you have to. You know, I'm talking about poop, pee, vomit, snot, that sort of thing. Tears, really anything that comes out of your body, vaginal secretions, you know, seminal discharge, it's hair loss, you know. It's menstrual blood. it's all a route of detoxification, and that's what makes it important. And that's what makes it important for you to experience. So when you take something like an anti-nausea drug, when you need to vomit, whether it's peppermint or some other pharmaceutical drug, you know, you're quelling your body's urge to get rid of something. And it's true that sometimes, you know, the body overreacts, usually because of underlying inflammation that might be caused by the thing that the body's trying to get rid of. But in any case, your body needs to get rid of that stuff. And so what is the stuff that your body needs to get rid of? Well, what I'm going to talk about next draws a little bit on a system of medicine from Germany called German biologic medicine. Sometimes it's called German functional medicine, and it really started to come of age back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, I'll say, with the work of Pischinger and Franz Popp. And what we're really talking about is the extracellular matrix. And what is the extracellular matrix? The extracellular matrix is the fluid that surrounds each and every cell of your body. So it is, some people call it the oceans of the body. And the reason it's important is because it is where all cell-to-cell communication takes place. So you have this cell talking to this cell, they're communicating, function is happening, the right proteins are being made by that cell because of the information that the cell got from the outside of itself, because of what's happening in the greater body. And so this extracellular matrix is really vital to having good function as well as healthy tissue. Now, the extracellular matrix is not only a communication network that stretches from the top of the head to the, you know, to your toes without interruption. So it's a very quick network, and some people feel like it is the meridian system of the Chinese medicine system, for example. But it also is the medium through which your cells take in nutrients. So when you eat all that good food, that food gets broken down by your digestive system, gets absorbed into your system, and eventually ends up in the extracellular matrix to feed your cells. Now, your cells aren't eating just the nutrients that you took in via your digestive system. Your cells are also partaking of the oxygen that you're breathing in as well. Each cell requires that oxygen to function properly. So we got nutrients and we got oxygen coming in. What about what's coming out of the cell? Now, cells are metabolically active. They are doing something. They are building proteins and hormones and all sorts of things. You know, neurotransmitters are being made. Your cells are very, very busy. And through that activity, like any other part of a living being, waste materials are produced. Those waste materials, if they build up within the cell, will become toxic to the cell. So the cell moves them out of the cell. And when that waste product gets moved out of the cell, it goes into the extracellular matrix. And theoretically and ideally, that waste material would then move through the extracellular matrix to the liver, to the kidney, and out through the body. Maybe out through the sweat, through the pores of your skin as sweat. So that's why it's really important to discharge, because you've got to get rid of your metabolic waste. So that's the 10 minutes. Flies by when you're talking about poop. So hopefully you'll catch us on the next video, where we'll talk about, what will we talk about? We will talk about the different kinds of discharge and why you need to do them during illness. Okay? Take care. Bye.